Okay guys, so today we're having a tutorial on OnShape. It's a modern online CAD software, so you can create 3D files like no one's business. Today I'm going to be making a steering wheel completely on OnShape. So first, what you want to do is press sketch at the top left, just like that. You're gonna press a space, and then you're gonna press circle, rectangle, or line. This is so you can make sure you can create the shapes that you want. This is basically the sketching part. You can put dimensions to make sure that you have the right in-world experience. So when you're 3D printing this, it will come out as exactly what you put down. Okay, so right here, we're sketching a little bit. We're making the steering wheel's axle. Then I just gave up on the sketch. Well, back to work. Okay, so right now, I'm recreating the axle. So as you can see, you can use semicircles and circles to create axle points, joints, and whatever else you want. Later on, I'll show you how to make this into an actual 3D shape, but what we need right now is a 2D sketch. Okay, press extrude, and this will create a 3D shape. As you can see, you can put in the width that you want. I didn't want 1 inch, so I changed it to like 0.1. And then now this is me selecting all the edges. Okay, now that you've selected all the edges, you can round it out, or you can use a fillet. And then using fillet, you can make it a lot more round. And make sure that you don't hurt yourself when you're using these things, if you want to hold it. Okay, you can copy and select things right here. Using this, it's a great tool so that you can just use parts that you already have to reshape dimensions or give it a new spin. Right here, I'm going to use the dimensions that I already have and change it into a lot shorter so that we get the steering correct. Right here is the transform tool. This is what you select. This is what you use to move things. You select your parts and then you can move them around. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm basically selecting the inner shape that we want to extrude. Once we extrude it, it becomes a 3D object, just like I told you earlier. This is very important to create anything. You can control the width and you can control the rounded edges, or even if you want to keep them sharp. Here you can use dimensions, and a little known fact is that you can use this, the select tool, to copy and paste and basically get the dimensions that are even harder to get, or to create new shapes based on prior creations. Okay, now that I'm creating new things and I forgot to change the shape, you'll see that once we finally come into the complete sketch, that the 3D part actually doesn't complete. It's because, honestly, you have to select the correct parts. If you don't have the right shapes, the inner shapes, then your extrude will come out incorrectly. And now that you're editing, you have to keep that in mind. But as you go along, you can easily fix them by deleting lines or just selecting that part inside. After adding a few of the attachment points, we have to delete some stuff because honestly I'm just dumb. This is all part of the process, creating new parts, copying, pasting them, and realizing that they might not be the best. In addition to that, you have to keep in mind that 3D printers don't exactly print out exactly what you want when it comes down to width. So you have to change up those things, create axles that will actually fit into your holes, and that's really what you need. Okay, now we're going to create some of the more extreme techniques on OnShape. Never before seen except when I do it. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to use the second ending. Once you use the second ending, you can basically move your shape up from the basic panel of what OnShape is and trying to fix you towards. You see that? Right there is me elevating myself above what OnShape wants me to do. Like right there, I'm selecting the same parts just so that I can use the second end position and move it on up all the way to the top. So now I can put pieces on top of pieces and basically create 3D parts. No longer do I only have to use base up approaches. I can also now start from the top and go to the bottom. OnShape is also not sponsoring me, but they should. This is just a big commercial for them to sponsor me. Let's be honest. I've never been sponsored. My YouTube channel doesn't have that many subscribers, but I'm going to tell you something. I know how to teach. And I think by you watching this, you've basically learned all you needed to know. Except for probably like valuable skills in learning, in teaching yourself new things. Their tutorials are actually pretty comprehensive. But you've never learned anything faster than on this channel. Remember that. And then when you realize that, go hit up OnShape. Tell them that they should probably sponsor me or something like that. $1,000 would be good. I don't really know what I need the $1,000 for, but like I basically gave them publicity, so I guess that's it. Okay, back to the tutorial. Yeah, so you can use the second end position in several different ways, making them 3D parts and create parts that will interlock with other ones and better fit your whole entire creation. But yeah, OnShape, sponsor me. I'm like here. Yeah, so I'm also sick, and the rest of this thing doesn't really have much more tutorial part to this. It's really just me finishing this product without any more teaching. It's really all I've known and all you need to know to create parts. Oh yeah, well you can actually select new layers. So like let's say you have your own 3D printed extruded part on OnShape. You can select the surface of that thing and create a new sketch on that. I forgot to mention that, but it is a thing that you can do. But other than that, there's nothing else that I can really teach you. And for the next minute or so, actually next few minutes are just going to be kind of like a short passing over of everything using this and the assembly tool so that you can actually create your thing. You don't have to create 5 parts. You can actually just copy and paste those parts in the assembly right here, right? Set that up, put it together, and in a few minutes you'll see the final product. Okay, 30 minutes after, and I've completed the steering. If you push one to the side, it'll move both of the wheels over. And that's really what I just wanted to show you, how to create something new that you've come out with your head. That's what you need to do. Best, don't have a name for y'all, so if you could just help me out with that, send it in the comments. See ya!